Hello everyone, it's Little Beard here, and today we're going to be covering how to get into the Midnight Sapphire Hotel and what I think is the best ways possible. There are two ways, and I will explain that in a bit. However, I want to take a moment and say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel within the last week or two. Ever since the Gray Zone videos came out, we've had a massive influx of support for the channel, and I really appreciate it. Also, check the comments because a lot of people are dropping tips in the comments, and if you have any of your own, feel free to put them there so everyone else can see. So, what you're seeing right now, this has been my experience trying to play this game. My internet's been horrible ever since the cold wave hit. Hopefully, it'll get better soon. If not, then expect some single player games. That's about all I can say on that. The other thing I want to point out is a lot of people have been saying M855, why use an AK? I'll use anything I can get my hands on. I spent most of my time playing this game using a basic AK 12, 15, 19 that I just picked up off an enemy, throw the PLAD scope on it, and that's how I did most of the game. So, I understand the M4 is good, but that doesn't mean it's absolutely better than everything else. So, on that note, we got a surprise. The surprise is, I'm going to use an MP5 to clear out Midnight Sapphire, because why not? And I'm only going to be using the XP ammo instead of the snail. So one other thing to note is I use aim acceleration in this, and here's my curve. I use 1600 DPI, 0.25, bring it down to 400, cap it out at 1.5 on a linear curve. The reason I did this is because I could never have consistency on finding a static sensitivity between either fine-tuned shots or quick flicks or just random aiming, and even using game sensitivity it's kind of hard. So this way I feel like I have a little bit more control. I'm going to probably fine-tune it for the next 10 years at this point, or I'm going to turn it off. I don't know yet. Alright, getting to the actual video, here's my MP5. Kinda basic, kinda not basic. Here's the two paths that we can take, and I will be taking both of these in this video, and that's your foreshadowing to I do get killed. So right here, we're starting off at Hotel 1, and we're gonna just run check Atlanta Garage, and then we're gonna move up to the actual hotel itself. So right here, there is a guard that can spawn down in this little square area. You also have one that can spawn on the road. You also have one that can spawn north up the road. So right here, I'm checking for a body, and you'll see why here in a minute. But for now, don't worry about it. Door's already been checked. Regardless if it's been checked or not, check the crates. It's always worth it. Sometimes you can find better armor than what you have if you're not running max armor. And sometimes you find M80. So, that is why you always check even if somebody's hit it before. So, here's the person I was looking for before. Luckily enough, the person who looted Atlanta dropped one of the custom guns out here, and spent a little too long worrying about ammo, hoping that I'll find a PT mount or something later on. That way I can get one of the PT 300, 100 stocks. Loot up some food. So here, I like to go low. I don't like to go up top. There can be a person that spawns where I just aimed. And on top of that, you can also have someone spawn up in this area, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. However, lag hits again. But a lot of people forget about this area. This area is the Anagena key, and you can find not only armor, but also ammo, and right beside me a grenade. So this being an agenda, I'm not really sure if there's any like high value loot that spawns in here, but I know it's also a good spot for food, so I usually check it to grab the food. So right here, there's usually an enemy that spawns there. I don't know where he is this time. So here you can go either left or right. However, I choose to go right. You can get up the rocks if you really want to force it. There is an opening on that side as well. Right now, I'm just checking for the enemy that can patrol around here. But when I look this way, you can see the opening about midway down. You can use that. That's what I used a lot before. However, I've kind of learned that going the direction I'm going now is usually a little bit better and a little bit safer. So right here, I'm looking for enemies up top. I'm looking for one that can spawn down below, right in front of me. And then this person is almost always in that exact same spot. So, really easy, quick kill. Don't see anyone else. And you make the death run. I hope you make it. Jump over that little spot in the shrubbery. And then this little building here. So usually I have one down low, one on the stairs, or one on the stairs and one up top. Like directly in this building. However, this time they weren't there. Lag is really bad right now. So I'm gonna say I don't play this thing perfectly, but I try. So usually you can have one or two that spawns kind of near that doorway. You can take them out there. We found the one because I noticed his little head in the shrubs. Yeah, I'm not even sure I hit him, to be honest. I think lag took over right there. So being in this area, what you want to pay attention to is you want to pay attention to, you can get shot through that glass on the right side of me right now. So any kind of movement in here needs to be fast and it needs to be calculated. Because you don't want to stay in the open for too long. So that one I heard him, I got lucky. Took him out because normally I'd have to deal with him on the way out. So here you have a locker room to the left. And you can loot it. It has a couple med spawns in there. I generally don't think it's very worth it to do so. When you get in here, it's worth checking the floor, checking the desk. And there is a key spawn, which I do find. And you can have a high value spawn, which I just found there. You also have an ammo box, which is always worth looting. Sometimes it has good stuff, sometimes it has bad stuff. So right here we have the office key. And it's absolutely worth looting this because it does have a safe in it. Not only that, bunch of attachments, and you can get anything in here really, and it's always worth it. So right there, what I did was I swapped out the grip because it's worth a little more. It's the best grip for the AKs, or the one that I use anyway. There might be one better. It's the one I constantly use and memorize. So what we're doing now is this is the way that I clear this every single time. I open it from this side, ran out of ammo. I'm gonna do that a lot. I'm not used to using 30 round mags. I'm also not used to using an MP5, so. So right here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lob a nade and then I'm gonna run around and start pinching from the other side. So like I said, anything here needs to be fast and calculated, run all the way across. You can also push in from this side first, and then there's a doorway to the left, which I will clear later. But you can also come here and push in from this point and not even worry about the lobby until you get there. So if you haven't picked up any food or water spawns, there's a back room to the very back right in here that you can get some food and water from. Yeah, don't do this. I don't know what I was saying. So here, I'm running from Hotel 3, and I'm just going to show you the path that I showed at the beginning. And this is going to be the way to go there from Hotel 3. So while we stop to regain stamina, here's the Glock build that I use. It's a kind of decent Glock build. Nothing fancy, nothing great. Could definitely use a light on it or a laser. But on this road, you really want to look for an enemy patrolling. If you paid it close attention, you can see one on the right going down the hill. However, there can be one midway on the hill here, roughly where I was just standing. And that's why I'm kind of looking back and forth and checking the trees, because sometimes he does blend in with the trees. So right here we bypass the front gate, nothing really to worry about, and we're just going to head back to the same spot that we came from, Hotel 1. So I don't know where that dude went, what happened to him, get my gear back, and then we're back to our normally scheduled program. Right here, I would actually not try to clear this from back here. I would actually go back into the other area where you have a little more visibility and more cover. Always check the windows, because more than likely you're going to get shot from them. To me, that looked like a sriracha bottle. I like sriracha, so I just kind of wanted to look at it. So I actually did this a little late, but it's always good to check under the stairs, and I don't even know where that dude came from. But it's always good to check under the stairs. Key on the table, and there is a cash register in this room here. I always check the desk. I don't think I've ever really found anything, but I always check it anyway. So right here is really the riskiest place that you can loot, and the reason being is because if that dude was a couple feet forward, he could have seen me, he could have shot me. So one of the things to point out is you can airburst with a grenade. That one actually had a delayed fuse a little bit longer than I expected, but you can kind of airburst with a grenade. So you do have a weapons crate here and an ammo box. Always good to look in them. If you notice, I take the sight off of the Mosin because it's worth the most and I can actually use it on pretty much anything that I want. So at this point, I haven't seen the boss, and I'm just kind of running back through, double checking, and I get shot at. So I take this dude out, and of course check him, the body I killed at the start. Neither one was the boss. I have killed the boss out here before, but I was unable to find him this time. And that's where my aim failed me. So, got back, got my stuff, and this is the way we're gonna go out. This is the way, regardless which way I come in, this is the way I go out. So right here we actually have the dude that spawns on the road. He's actually there. So there's a rough indication of where he should be. Instead of going up top and circling around, we just bypass and go straight down, straight across the same way we came in. So this is kind of all the loot that I got, and I would have made quite a bit of money. This is also not counting one other card that I had in my wallet and including the cash. So overall, really decent run, and I was only using an MP5. So thank you if you made it this far into the video. As always, I appreciate the support. If you really like the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I will see you all in the next one, whenever that may be.